In the house today.
All right, good morning. Welcome everyone to our June the 20th meeting. Mr. Bill, could we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Stewart. Mr. Stevens.
Here.
Mr. Ruffin.
Here.
Mr. Bison.
Here.
Mr. Taylor.
Here.
Mr. Garcia. Mr. Sepulveda.
Here.
Mr. Remedy.
Here.
Mr. Byrd. Mr. President, we have 6 jurors present. We have a quorum.
Okay. Mr. Ruffin, would you lead us in prayer, and Mr. Bison, please?
Mr. President, I'd like to defer today. I've noticed we have one of our deacons in our meeting today, Mr. Richard Woods. Would you lead this body in prayer today, Richard?
Father, our God, we come now with our heads and our hearts, thanking you for the many, many blessings that thou hast restored upon us today. We thank you for this day, this moment, Lord Father. We ask that you would come in our midst today, Lord Father. Guide us and lead us and direct us, Lord, in the way that you would have us to be, Lord Father. Oh, Father, we pray that you would give us power on high today, Lord Father. Bless this meeting, Lord Father, and let it be what you would have it to be, is our prayer. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Mr. Woods.
Thank Item 5, do we have any amendments? We need to amend. Item 6, I have a motion that we adopt the agenda.
I'll make a motion, we adopt the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Bison, second by Mr. Ruffin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion
Six.
Six.
All right. Item 7, public comments. Do we have any public comments? Yes, sir.
Oh, number 19 about the noise ordinance. Can we expand that possibly to cover Toledo Bend Lake and some of these airboats that are running at night, boat fishing? Maybe a bracket, say 10 at night to 2 in the morning, that they don't do that. Very loud, bright lights. I'd like y'all to consider it.
Let us check into that, because Mr. Bill feels
We don't have jurisdiction.
we don't have jurisdiction for that, so,
Not on the water.
not on the water, so,
Okay.
okay. Any other public comments on any items?
You don't, you should know that.
Oh,
She's on the agenda.
okay. She told me earlier, she didn't, I said, we got 5 minutes.
Hey, I'm gonna keep you straight. Don't pay him no money.
Any other public comments? All right, moving on, is anyone here from Senator Seabog's office? Shamahorn's office? Bagley? Planning Commission? No Planning Commission, all right. Moving on to item 12, and Mr. Norman with the Chief Executive Officer from, what is that?
Renewable.
Spark Renewables LLC. Herrera. How you doing, bud?
Doing well. Police Chairman, great to see you again. I first want to appreciate your support on Resolution 9563, passed last month unanimously to award the landfill gas project to Gage Renewables. Appreciative of that. Since that time, you may be aware we have Bill, Allie, Pete, Mr. K-Wall, participating on bi-weekly calls the first Monday and third Monday of the year, of the month, where we discuss the key project steps needed to complete a project by the end of next year. And this progress has led to increased communication, increased accountability, and increased alignment with the parish. After some time, we identified the pipeline we're tying into, which really was a part of the project that delayed us initially. And now that we've identified that, the team at DT Midstream with their LEAP pipeline is our interconnecting pipeline, which is adjacent to the landfill. And so that's really been the biggest breakthrough on this project that we've had. And it really came as a result of these weekly meetings we're having. And so a couple of things that you'll be seeing in the future. Next week, we'll have surveying, geotech, and I'll have the legal description that's needed for our agreement to be executed. We'll do our environmental permitting, and that'll begin the following week. And then that'll allow us to begin doing some of our local permitting as well as our state permitting. On a parallel path, we're working with our right-of-way group to get from our landfill to the interconnecting location, and that'll be some of the updates that we'll have in our meetings. And then working on engineering, where you have today a well field that is a compliance well field. It serves to keep the parish in compliance with emissions and emission factors that are happening. And one of the things that we're working on are to add density to that well field, increasing instead of 200 feet, maybe 150 feet, and adding additional wells that would allow for more extraction of that gas. And so your engineers that represent the parish, we're working with our engineers to design something that really adds that concentrated well field to that. And so that's where I would just summarize for my remarks today. Number one, appreciate that support. Two, we have this accountability call that's helping us progress through the project between now and the next year. And some of the work you'll see happening here in your parish is surveyors on the ground, really taking a legal description of the site, identifying the location for the interconnect, and establishing a 100 by 100 corridor with a 40-foot permanent easement, 20-foot temporary easement that'll take us from point A, your landfill, to point B, the interconnecting pipeline to the east. And so here to answer any other questions, but invite anyone that wants to participate in that call if you want to learn more about the project. But for purposes of this meeting, we're just thankful for the work that we have with the parish and all the hard work that Bill put into that agreement.
I do have a couple questions.
Yes, sir.
Your last email, you said that you wanted the boundary survey for the landfill parcels. Is that for the existing or for the future?
For what you own, for the existing.
Okay.
Yep.
That's my only question.
Any other questions? Again, I want to thank Mr. Bill and Allie and Norman there. I know they've got a lot of hours, a lot of interest, a lot of work in this. So I appreciate y'all's commitment on this project.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
See
you.
Have a good
again.
meeting.
All right, item 13 was Miss Skinner. She's not going to be here.
No, sir. She informed me this morning she was not going to be able to make it, unfortunately. And we'll try to reschedule for another time.
Okay. Let's move on to item 14 is Miss Sandra Garner Coleman, revitalization of the Manny Junior High School.
If you all don't mind, I would love to have the podium here in the front. Can I rearrange the front?
Either way you want to do it.
Okay, that sounds good to me. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Vice Chairman.
You become, you be like one of the young ones. You become a freaking.
Oh, yeah, right. Just introducing myself, my name is Sandra Garner Coleman, and I was born in Manny, Louisiana. Graduated from Manny High School in 1972, but I started my school years at Sabine High School. And some of you might be too young, but before it was Manny Junior High, it was Sabine High School. And I earned a BS from Northwestern State University and a master's from Texas A&M, and I taught for 45 years. I spent my last 5 years as a GED tutor for the Virginia Department of Corrections. So I finally retired in 2021. But the reason why I'm here today, after numerous times of visiting Manny, I observe a need for services for our children, for our youth, and for seniors, and I guess that's because of the educator in me. And so God gave me a vision to pursue the owners of the Sabine High School project at that time. It still is the 12th district, and I told them that we would like to turn it into a multi-purpose community center. In 2020, the 12th district gave our management group full authority to develop that facility. And so we convinced other friends, alumni to join our journey. And we decided that we would have it declared a historic site because we felt as though, as a historic site, that we would be able to get more funding for it. And so it proved to be domino. And so, and the fact that we built it on the fact that it educated Afro-American children from 1958 to 1970. So once we had it declared a historic site, then the path of funding opened up for us. And I would like to personally thank you for your contribution that we use for our operating expenses, because of all the grants that we've gotten, we can't use any of those funds for operating expenses. So we have to depend upon our friends, our family, alumni, personal donors, and also we've had some fundraisers. But I just want to recap the funding that we've gotten up to this point. We started out on a wing and a prayer. And when I say a wing and a prayer, that's what I mean. And so as of today, it really says chills down my spine. We have collected $1.8 million. And I just want to recap what we've done up to this point. On February 9th, 2023, the National Park Service awarded us $748,000. And the scope of the work in that grant was to rehab the gym and weatherize the remaining buildings with plywood and a temporary membrane so that we could prevent further decay. We did not include money for the electrical, plumbing, and HVAC. So that was open. All right. And we're in the process of I'll go on with other funding. 2023, we had a groundbreaking last year. So after we had the groundbreaking, we were approached by the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality. They said they had some brownfield money through EPA that would abate the asbestos at the site. So we put our money on hold, and that's why people in the community say, well, they're not doing anything up there. But we put our money on hold because we had included that money in our initial grant to the National Park Service. And that was awarded under the History of Equal Rights. And we put our money on hold so we could use the $250,000 from from the environmental quality to abate the asbestos. What you have in front of you, we just last week, we completed the abatement of the asbestos. So we finally got that money cleared that we could use it. So we are going to have we didn't use all the money, but we're going to petition to use the balance of the money. I think we're going to use probably roughly about $125,000. So we're going to petition to use the balance so that we can abate the administration building cafeteria. But you're in government, and so there's a process that you have to go through when you transfer funds and all that, but we're patient. So then on April 30th of this year, and you have the pictures in front of you to let you know that we are doing work and so forth.
Is this a gym?
That is the gym. That is the first
That's
phase.
the old junior high gym.
That's the old junior high gym. That's
No,
the
we
first phase.
roofed it?
We're getting, that's another story. Okay, you're gonna give me an extra minutes, right? So anyway, I don't want to take too long. But anyway, what happened, everything that we do to those buildings, we have to go to the National Park Service for permission. So we had finished the abatement of the asbestos, and so I emailed our grant manager and I said, well, listen, we're ready to move forward with the demolition of the roof. He said, don't demolish that roof until you get our approval. So they were supposed to notify us on Monday if we could move forward with that. And so lo and behold, government workers, they work from home. Some of them work for Zoom. And so we didn't get notice, but we're waiting. So when I get through here, we'll check the email again to see if we can move forward, but we will replace that roof. And then on April 30th this year, we got a call from the National Park Service that they had awarded us another $750,000. So that announcement is going to go in the paper probably in the next couple of weeks. But after I had written the narrative, I have to submit that narrative to the National Park Service. They have to approve the narrative, and then I can put it in the paper. So it's a process. So that money will be used for the plumbing, for the electrical and the HVAC, and that will totally complete the gym. Okay, and so we'll be ready to rock and roll with that. And I'm hoping that whole process will be finished by the end of this year, and we'll be able to move in. Then we received $113,000 from the Office of Historic Preservation, the Louisiana Office of Historic Preservation. We used that money for the feasibility study and to conduct a marketing campaign. And then we received another $5,000 from Saving Place, which is the National Trust of Historic Preservation. We use that for our rendering because people always want to see what is it going to look like. And so we're in the process now of our architectural firm that we hired. They're going to do a rendering and we'll put it on a big billboard and everybody can just walk by and see, well, this is what the future, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, so I want you to know that we are governed by board of directors. And we have a core group of advisory members that meet on a regular basis. And that is, we were blessed. Oh my God, we were so blessed to find a professor that's a goat in her area from Tulane. She's a historic preservationist and she is so good. She knows all the codes by numbers, when we're going wrong, when we're going right. And if we're moving in the wrong direction, she halts us and puts us back on track. So it's made up of her. We have our project manager. And our project manager is Palmer Hall. His connection to Manny, do y'all remember Will Palmer? Anybody remember Will Palmer? He used to drive the school bus years ago. Well, anyway, it's his grandson, but he has a firm and they are doing they're our project manager. We have an architectural firm that's out of Dallas and he is from DeSoto. So, I mean, he jumped on it. And when I went to his website, and the kind of projects that they do, that's why I knew that this is a divine appointment here. They are redoing the DFW airport in Dallas. And so I said, oh my God, we're too small for him. And he said, no, I remember from whence I came. So he's our architectural firm that we're dealing with now. And then we have a former graduate that's a retired architectural engineer, and he works with us. We have a representative from the 12th district from Resuming and also myself. So we have people there. We're currently raising funds to set up a shell building on the campus to permanently house the food distribution program sponsored by the Pine Belt Multi-Purpose Agency. Currently, the program operates out of the administration building cafeteria. But when the building is shut down for asbestos abatement, for how long? I can't even tell you because we're dealing with government. We're going to deprive 300 plus families out of food. And they line up. On Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, Walmart gives us food, and they're lined up. By the time Erskine, the director, goes to Walmart to get back, it's a line there to claim the food, and then once a month. So we're trying to we want to put up a permanent shell building on the campus so that we can house him there for the distribution to move on. And we have a donor pending now, praying that comes through. God has always provided, though. And also, I need to share with you that Clico Power is one of the sponsors of our community garden that the deer is eating up. That's an inside joke there, Okay. So anyway, but anyway, we have a community garden, and we have and some of the vegetables we have grown mustard and turnip greens, and we distributed those: broccoli, cabbage, collards. Cucumbers, peppers, tomatoes, and then we put it out on the table. So when they come get the food, we bag it up and they take that with them. They asked me, where did I get my skills, even though I am college educated. But I remember out on the Mossville Highway with my granddad picking up potatoes, and I used to pick up sweet potatoes and my fingers would stick together. I said, oh Lord, is it a better day than this? And then I find myself, how we get older, we return to our roots. Now I want to till in the soil, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, we are there. In closing, we know that the funds will come to meet our needs because this has been a faith walk for us. And God has always, I don't want to get teary because God has always provided for us for every need that He's met our needs at the time that we needed it. Ideally, we would love for you all to put us as a budget line in your operating budget a year and shoot us some funds for operating. But if that doesn't happen, I'm still believing. I don't give up hope. I'm still believing that it's going to happen because we have witnessed God open up so many doors. Just out of the clear blue, somebody's going to send me an email and say, our company want to seed into, this project. So we're determined to bring our vision to fruition for the Sabine High School campus. We not only want to memorialize the rich cultural history on that campus, but we want the campus to become a new place of inclusion. It's for everybody. Blue, white, blue, purple, whatever. We want everybody to, because there's a need. I don't care what color you are. They're all colors up there getting that food. And I taught, I'm an educator. I taught for 45 years. And you know what I would do when I would do my grades, when kids are at the borderline of maybe a D or C, I would put a piece of paper on the side of my roll book as I went down to assign if you had a 69.4 or 5 that bump you to a 7. I didn't say, is this kid white? Is this kid black? That, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to be fair with everything that I did. And I love children. I can't, I just love them. So our future uses, we want it to be a place of inclusion because we feel like this is going to be a beacon for Northwest region of Louisiana. When we finish up, it's going to be the state of the art. Future reuses, we want before and after school care. We want senior housing. Somebody has approached us about senior housing. We want a tutoring program. We want community events. We want health fairs. We want senior enrichment programs. Whatever the need of the community is, we want to be able to supply because we want that beacon restored so that we can be proud of that facility. We're in the process of working out a cooperative endeavor agreement with the school district because they own the adjacent property because we want a wilderness trail to go through there. And plus we want a community park in the backside. And we can't move forward in seeking funding until we have that endeavor. I talked to Shane Wright, Superintendent Wright, and he said the agreement is at the attorney's office now because all of this is not for us to get any kind of gain. The Lord blessed me to have a nice retirement. People say, well, what's in it for Sandra? Nothing. Sandra has a heart to give back because where much is given, much is required. That's biblical. If you're blessed, you need to see back. And that's what I'm trying to convince other people to do. See that I need to sit down because I'm getting ready to sit down. I'm getting ready to sit down. Okay. All right. So anyway, we want to put a wilderness trail on the back. 3 years ago, like I said, we started on a wing and a prayer, and God is blessed. Our management group was blessed to hire some workers through the Senior Community Service Enriched Employment Program. I'm very involved with, back in Virginia there, but I said, I'm 70 years old and I want to go back where I came from. I don't want to waste, I wasn't wasting my time on the community there, but I said, I want to go back and pour back into our community. And so I decided this is where I needed to be. And so we were blessed. They had the program down, the arrow pointed down in New Orleans. Everything coming this state, New Orleans, the Shreveport. So I got on the Bluetooth and I said, it's a Department of Labor program. So we're entitled to use the service. And so we did. We have some of the workers here today. 3 of them came with me today. Wrong with that. 2 of my workers are here now. Stand up. Yeah. A couple of them are sick, but they work 35 hours a week, minimum wage. And what they do, they help with the cleaning. We rent the facility sometimes. They make that sure that's clean, everything's vacuumed.
You talking about, you rent what facility, the old classroom?
No, not the old classroom. We rent the cafeteria. It's still in shape. The fire marshal gave us a little there for a minute, but we got everything together. Justin worked with them.
Question.
Justin, you can't
I got a question.
That's our only income.
When the hurricane comes and all those evacuees, could you house people there?
Yes, and see that's another thing. That opens up a door of funding. So that would be, believe me, in my little ears goes up for anything. Also, and then I'm gonna really sit down then. I'm gonna really sit down. But anyway, they work with us, and I thank you for allowing us to hear. But let me tell you something. If we can tap into a rural development grant, I've just been going around. These areas need to be cleaned up. I see, roofs that need to be fixed. And people that live on $700 to $800 a month cannot afford to put a roof on their house. They can't afford to put decent bathrooms in. It behooves me that I live in decent housing, and then I go see my brother or sister, and they don't have decent housing. I can't sleep well at night with that, And when after we get so old, what can we do with money? Well, spend it to help other people. But anyway, I'm really gone now. Okay,
Wait,
you all be blessed.
wait, before you run off,
Okay,
before you run off,
question.
I had
Come on.
one question.
Come on.
You've got the gym as your first building that you revitalized.
Uh-huh.
That's the first thing.
That's phase one.
What's it gonna be used for? What are you gonna do with it?
Oh,
When you get it?
okay, we'll have it for events, you know, we want to partner with Northwestern, maybe to bring in some plays, to bring in, some other activities for children. I would love to get, organize some chess you know, for kids to play chess, you know, do strategies there to promote our
So you're
children.
not putting it back as a gym.
Yes, it will be a gym too. You know, they'll have, we got to hire an athletic director. We have a grant now pending that we'll be able to hire an executive director because we need somebody to organize some activities.
You know, I say.
Gym auditorium.
Gym, well, yeah, it's
The
a gym
original.
auditorium.
Right.
It was originally a gym auditorium, remember?
Oh,
And it's
Yeah,
gonna return
yeah,
to
that's
that.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll return to that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just not familiar with it, so that's why.
I just see,
okay, well, I want
kids
you-
playing
You come see.
You know
over
what?
there by the church
Yeah.
Mhm.
every day. It's
And I
20
have to
of
say
them.
you were wrong about one thing.
What's that?
It wasn't just black children went to school over there because I went to school over
I
there
know.
1 year.
I know it was Manny Junior High.
Exactly.
And you know, but everybody here knows that with somebody got on Facebook and they said, well, what about Manny Junior High? And I said, this is a teachable moment. Because that's somebody that's so young, they didn't know that it was Sabine High before it was
I went
Manny
to
High.
school there.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, you
Yeah,
went to
you
school
got a
there.
year too, and I did
Yeah,
too.
yeah, you went to
Mhm.
school there. So anyway, because I talked to, we have some, I don't want to go off because I talk so much. It's like, it's going to be anything that we can do to promote a wholesome person as far as a child, as far as teenagers, as far as adults. We're looking for innovative things that we can do in that gym. But you know what? I know that we can't charge a lot. You know, if somebody wants to have a banquet there or something like, we can charge, but children, no.
Right.
You know, there's no way that I can bring a child.
No, but you can keep
I'll
some
charge
in
you
there
$1
instead
to
of on
come
the
in here.
streets.
No,
If you can keep some kids coming there instead of on the streets into trouble.
Oh, exactly. Because I was talking to the sheriff, you know, we need an explorers program. Children need to have a different concept of police officers. All police officers are not bad people. You know what I'm saying? And I, you know, I've been, like I say, I taught, and I decided my credential expired a couple years ago, but then I thought to myself, I need to renew this credential because somebody might have to work under my umbrella, you know, and I might have to direct someone, you know, because my credential is good to 3032 and 2032. So, you know, I'll be able to manage programs.
30-32, you're gonna be stepping on up there.
I know, I can't do that. But anyway, we're blessed. And like I said, you know, we just gonna keep going and we're gonna believe God.
Well, I think the group's blessed to have you leading it for sure.
Yes.
Well, I'm just glad to be a leader. I'm
There
just
you
glad
I'm
to be a
very
leader.
thankful that you come explain everything.
Yeah.
Yes, because you know
Change
what,
the
see,
opinion.
people don't know, come by the school and you know, and we'll give you a tour of it. And hopefully within the next couple of weeks, we're gonna see a crane, and when we leave, we're going back to work in our garden. Cause some of them I have to train, cause they don't know how to pull weeds and stuff. Okay, question.
No, I was just like to commend you. I want the jurors to understand it. This young lady and her husband is here from Virginia. She lives there now. She's here for how many months?
3 or 4 months.
3 or 4 months. She comes down and she has acquired a place, and she's dedicated her life to this revitalization
I
project.
have.
We appreciate you. I've told you this before. The entire group that works with you. I would like to recommend that we go to the finance committee to see if we can, and I know about the funding on this. We've gone through this any number of times, to see if we can now, but most definitely, I think we'll be able to put you in our budget for the coming year. We'll after our finance meeting, we'll see if we can make a donation again. And we have very seldom had someone to come up and explain after a donation what we're seeing here now, exactly where our money is going. Thank you for that. That helps us to be able to do that, and we can justify it. Thank you,
Yeah.
Sandy.
Just an update on me, you know, I'm looking for places to buy, and, we're trying to sell our home, we're just not on the market yet, but, we're hoping that we're able to sell it and move, if not here, close to here, so that I'm just within driving distance of here. So we'll do that. Somebody said about the lake, but I told them, I said, I don't want to stay on the lake because they have snakes. I said, I don't want it. I said, no. But anyway, thank you all so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, let's move on to, what was that, 15? Item 15, accept minutes of the previous regular meeting held May the 15th, 2024.
I'll make a motion, we accept the minutes from the previous meeting.
Got a motion by Bison, second by Mr. Ruffin. All in favor? All opposed? All right. Item 16, to appoint the Sabine Index, the official journal of the Sabine Parish Police Jury. Police Jury has received a letter from the Louisiana Secretary of State requesting that the official journal of the parish be appointed by June the 30th, 2024.
We don't have any competitions, so I make a motion that we appoint the index.
Second.
Got a motion by Ruffin, a second by Bison. All in favor? All opposed? That motion carries. The 911 board, consider appointment of board member to replace Mr. P.M. Woods. The Sabine Parish Police Jury has received a letter dated May the 30th, 2024 from the Sabine Parish Communications District E911, providing notification that a vacancy for the board member has become available due to the death of Mr. P.M. Woods. The Sabine Parish Communication District 911 recommends that Mr. Shane Hippler be appointed to complete the unexpired term of Mr. P.M. Woods ending June 19th, 2027. Mr. Hippler, is he here? No.
We
We
need him.
we usually in the past, whoever is being appointed comes to the meetings and addresses the board for any questions and just meet them, find out who it is, who we are appointing. So, I don't know Mr.
Do we wanna
Hippler.
put
Do
that
you know
on?
Mr. Hippler? Do y'all,
I don't know.
any of y'all know him?
Mhm.
I would make the recommendation that we table this until he comes and addresses the board and we'll kind of get a feel.
I'll second.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Need a motion first.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Ruffin. Second,
Myself.
Bruce. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to item 18, to introduce an ordinance to authorize an act of sale by the parish of Sabine to sell certain adjudicated properties, parcels 9087002000 and 9011013725, and further providing with respect thereto.
Where is that?
I don't know. Where's this at, Bill? Do you know?
No, I don't. I've got a
There-
legal description I'm gonna read.
Is that gonna help?
You're gonna have to-
anybody?
I'm gonna read this ordinance.
So this, is this through the
This
group
is through the
that we?
group in Monroe.
Okay, okay, I got you.
This is property that's been adjudicated, and they're doing it from the lot next door program, where they just get to pay the taxes and take it over. They maintain the property, mowed it, and they're taking care
Oh,
of
someone has already shown interest in it?
two of them, two pieces of property.
I see one piece here just on the description is in fluorine, and I don't know about the other piece.
Okay. Whereas an offer has been made to the parish by an individual who qualifies for the parish lot next door program for parcel 908700200 and parcel 901-101-3725 further defined by ordinance 1 of 217. Such offer is for the sum that equates to the minimum bid in compliance with such ordinance and with state laws. Parcel number 1 is a tract of land described as beginning at point 1,110 feet east and 306 feet south from the northwest corner of the northwest quarter of the northeast quarter of Section 31, Township 8 North, Range 12 West, Sabine Parish, Louisiana. Then run east 94 feet, then north 100 feet, then run 94 feet west, then run south 100 feet to the original point beginning, adjudicated to the parish in 1996. Purchaser is Delmar O'Dairy, and he has bid $2,051.51. Parcel 2 is a lot 6 and 7, lot 41 of Florine in section 2, 5, 11. And its municipal address is 153 Loop Drive, Florine, Louisiana. And it was adjudicated to the parish on September the 11th of 2020. John H. Corley has bid $738.95. Whereas the redemption period provided by Article 7, Section 25 of the Louisiana Constitution has elapsed, established by Parish Ordinance Number 1 of 2017, the owner of record has failed to redeem the adjudicated property, whereas Louisiana Revised Statute 472202 provides that the parish may sell adjudicated property in accordance with the law after the expiration of the period for redemption, and whereas the parish of Sabine has declared the property described below surplus, not needed for public purpose, and to dispose of said property in accordance with Louisiana Revised Statute 472202. Whereas in accordance with Louisiana Revised Statute 472202, the parish of Sabine has set a minimum bid for public sale for each property, and whereas the parish offered these properties to the highest bidder at the time of sale, and whereas the property described here and above was offered at a public auction on listed dates. Now be it ordained, the Sabine Parish Police Jury, that any act of sale of the below described property shall contain the following conditions and requirements. The property shall be sold in accordance with Louisiana Revised Statute 472201 without any warranty from either the parish or management company whatsoever, even as to the return of the purchased property. The sale shall be on a form approved by the parish attorney, and that the sales price is paid by certified funds at or near the time of sale. The sale shall include a reservation of all mineral rights to the parish, which shall convey all surface rights. The following shall be completed prior to the closing date. E&P Consulting Services LLC shall certify in writing to the parish attorney that they have examined the mortgage records, conveyance records, probate, and civil suit records of the parish of Sabine, and that the attached to this certification will be written the list of names and last known addresses of all owners, mortgagees, and any other person who may have a vested or contingent interest in the property or who has filed a request for notice as provided in the former provisions, Louisiana Revised Statute 334720, as indicated in those records. E&P Consulting Services has provided notice to those persons identified in accordance with Louisiana Revised Statute 472201. Proof of said notice will be filed in the records of Sabine Parish immediately after the act of sale. At the time of closing, E&P Consulting Services LLC will certify in writing to the parish attorney in clerk court that the number of days mandated by Louisiana Revised Statute 472201 has elapsed since the above required notice was made or attempted, and the property has not been redeemed by payment of the taxes owed. Be it further ordained by the Sabine Parish Police Jury that the president is hereby authorized to execute a cash sale of the above described adjudicated properties to the highest acceptable bidder as named. Cash sale shall contain all the above conditions and requirements and shall be executed within the timeline specified. Okay. So, y'all get that?
I make a motion, we adopt that ordinance.
No, this is introduction.
It's just introduction.
We don't need to take any action now?
No, we'll do it next month. You have to introduce it and move on to next month.
Good.
All right.
Moving on.
Any other comments or questions on this item?
Does anybody know how much property that is?
It don't really
Yeah,
have no
physical
acre.
description.
One of them's 2 lots, that one in
But-
Florine.
Whoever's bid it has already been tending to it, right?
Yeah,
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I think.
that's good.
All right, item 19 is to introduce an ordinance concerning noise prevention and prohibiting the practice known as jake breaking motor braking on Highway 6 east from Manny, Louisiana city limits to the end of the school zone, Manny school zone, and provided for penalties for such.
That's your district, isn't it?
Yeah, can I say something about that?
Mhm.
Yeah, the trucks come off that hill and those houses right there and the school, you know, and every one of them rattling them jack brakes when they come off that hill, night, day, whatever, you
The
know.
big trucks.
Yeah, and I'm as guilty as the next guy. I mean, I fall off that hill and one of them, and then people sleep or even in their classroom just all day long.
It's in the parish.
Didn't we have a similar deal in Mitchell, and didn't we had to go through DOTD on that?
I don't remember that.
I think we got it's a process. We got to go through DOTD since it's a state highway.
Okay.
I'm thinking. I may be wrong.
But we can check in on it.
Yeah, we'll check in on that.
Yeah, and if we do check in on it, we probably need to expand it a mile out, up 171, down 171 and Highway 6, because coming off Highway 6 from the other direction, it's just as bad. Coming down that hill by Bruce, Dale's house out through there, it's horrible, because I visit with him all the time, and it's, might as well just go ahead and do the whole town, if we're gonna do it.
I agree.
If we gotta go through a process.
Yeah,
to
you
do
got
it.
to go through the process.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Gotta go
sure.
through the process,
But
but
yeah,
Highway
we
6
just
is right
wanted
at
to-
the school windows. Come on, 8-inch straight pipe. And I can imagine your house probably shakes.
So we need to contact.
Y'all don't like that sound, do y'all?
It don't bother me a bit in the world in that truck, except for when I'm in the house and they do it up there by the house.
They do it at my house coming off the hill, and it look like that truck gonna choke down for it.
That's when it sounds.
Especially about
good.
2 in the morning. That's when they was.
Yep.
We can go through the process, but I think we need to take into consideration enforcement is an issue with noise.
The city will have to, will be on top of that enforcement for sure.
Yeah.
And share.
And the sheriff, yeah.
Yeah, not us.
Especially, I mean, I think they're gonna really jump on it by the schoolhouse because
Oh, yeah.
this is disturbance there.
All righty, well, we'll
We'll contact the Louisiana
contact.
Department of Transportation Development and get started.
Good job, Riley.
There you go.
All right, item 20 is to adopt a resolution authorizing and directing the president to execute for and on behalf of the Sabine Parish Police Jury, a notice of termination for American Environmental Group LTD, LLC, a Tetra Tech company, contractor pertaining to the completion of the contract for 2023 initial gas collections and control system installation for the Sabine Parish Sanitary Landfill in accordance with the plans and specifications contained in the contract documents pertaining thereto. So, a resolution authorizing, directing the president to execute for and on behalf of Sabine Parish.
That's the same thing.
Okay, so we need to, so what are we
Notice of
actually doing?
termination.
We terminating,
Authorized to terminate that company?
No, it's a certificate that they completed their work.
oh, it's a completion, okay.
Yes, completion.
So we're done with those.
We're
That
done
is
with them.
completed, okay.
Oh, so we could just sign that off that.
Yeah, let me read it real quick.
Okay.
Whereas a final inspection of the above referenced project was performed on March 7th, 2024, and no incomplete miscellaneous work items were identified. And whereas American Environmental Group Limited LLC, a Tetra Tech company as contractor, has substantially completed the 2023 initial gas collection and control system installation for the Sabine Parish Sanitary Landfill project in accordance with plans and specifications contained in the contract documents pertaining thereto. And whereas the Sabine Parish Police Jury desires to accept the completed work, now therefore be it resolved, the Sabine Parish Police Jury, that the president of the jury be and is hereby empowered, authorized, and directed to execute a notice of termination for and on behalf of the Sabine Parish Police Jury, accepting the work as being substantially completed, and that he be authorized and directed to have a copy of the notice recorded in the conveyance records for the Parish of Sabine, state of Louisiana. All we're saying is the work is completed and is acceptable to us.
Okay, and I'm sure that Brett and them has been involved in this, our engineers.
Do we need to act
So,
on this?
yeah, we need a motion. Got a motion
I make
by,
a motion, we adopt a resolution authorizing the Director President to execute
got a motion.
for and on behalf of the
Bison,
jury.
second by Ramirez. All in favor? All opposed? All right, motion carried. Kind of made it sound like we was fired, I mean.
Yep, it does.
Exactly.
That's what I was done.
All right, consider approval of a contract in Cornerstone Environmental Group Tetra Tech to provide operations and maintenance services for the Sabine Parish landfill. So what's this here, Bill?
Well, we have a monitoring, a company that monitors our wells and does maintenance and tests the gas that's coming through the surface. And they will test the surface gases quarterly and will monitor the wells to make sure they're operating properly monthly.
They're
So,
doing it already.
We're doing it already.
so they work under the direction of the engineers and Pete?
Work under Pete and engineer
Okay.
John
I
Frank.
make a motion, we approve that contract.
I'll second.
Motion by Ruffin. Second by, who's that?
Bruce?
Bruce. All in favor?
Uh,
All opposed? So this guy's out here daily?
No, they're not out there daily. They just come out once a month to check the wells and once a quarter to check the air.
Got you. All right, item 22 is consider increasing the base rate of pay to compactor site supervisor position from $14.96 to $18 an hour.
I'll make a motion, we increase Barry's pay to $18 an hour.
I'll second that.
Got a motion by Bison. Second, was that Bruce?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
And
Any,
I write those resolutions, y'all won't let me read them.
go ahead.
I'm all right.
We
You
discussed
used
that
your
in our
5 minutes
last meeting,
3
didn't we?
times.
Yeah, but we had to write to a vote.
Yeah.
At that time, I
Yeah.
think we could
You gonna
start
read it?
signing.
No,
Item, you can swap out, let Allie read it.
Okay.
Yeah, you go. Give me a break.
Yeah. Item 23 is consider approving the district attorney's request for increased funding. Due to the significant decrease in the amount of sales tax revenue available to various Sabine Parish government agencies, the district attorney of the 11th Judicial District has requested an increase in funding from Sabine Parish Police Jury for expenditures required by the Louisiana Revised Statute 16.6 to be paid by the parish. You want to read that resolution?
yeah.
Because I don't know what we're increasing it to.
Yeah.
What he's asking.
Whereas Louisiana Revised Statute 16.6 requires certain expenditures of the district attorney to be paid by the governing authority of the parish, the police jury. And whereas the district attorney of the 11th Judicial District has requested additional funding from the Sabine Parish Police Jury because of significant reduction in sales tax revenue, which has traditionally been used to pay expenditures of the office. And whereas on May 24th, 2024, the Finance Committee recommended offering the district attorney an additional funding of $90,000 to offset the loss of sales tax revenue. And whereas the district attorney has tentatively accepted the proposed additional funding, now therefore be it resolved that the Sabine Parish Police Jury amend the 2024 general fund budget to provide an additional $90,000 of funding for expenditure by the district attorney of the 11th Judicial District.
I make a motion that we, yeah, go.
I make a motion, we approve giving the district attorney the $90,000 if he will agree to that. Sean?
I'll second it.
Motion. Any other discussion on this item?
Well, on his letter, he's requesting, so this is different than what he's requesting.
He
He's
asked for, it,
requesting
and
for
we,
some salaries. So-
well, no, this will help pay the salaries. It's gonna get this period. He wanted more, and we asked him, and Bill did a little politicking with us and got him to come down.
So it's different than his request. We've come to 9,000.
Mhm,
I got to understand that.
right.
Now, when does this take place? Is it a new budget or this?
This right now, as soon as y'all pass it.
We ain't got no say. We can't. We gotta do something.
Well, without a doubt, yeah. Boy, this is pretty hard one.
Well,
Where does his funding generally come from? From the sales tax? He gets straight from the sales taxes?
Yes, that's where he's been getting his money and using it. He's not getting the tax, which we're not either.
We're not, right, yeah.
Yeah, it's down 600,000 or something last quarter.
But, you know, Louisiana Revised Statute 16.6 is pretty straightforward.
That he's ours.
yep.
And I would like to thank Mr. Perkett for agreeing to give us some leeway. He
Right.
didn't have to, he asked for it
Well, do
and
we
we
get
could have had to pay him.
a budget from them yearly on what their expenses are?
I can get it. I had it last month. I can get you
Yeah.
a copy of it.
I'm just.
I want to say the
We're
finance
responsible.
committee reviewed that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Finance committee?
Yeah. And as Mr. Bison said, I appreciate Don's understanding on which, he is, his revenue's down, which is everybody's revenue's down. And so, I appreciate him, working with us on this. I know a couple years ago, we had a similar deal on the increase and he worked with us to where it was affordable for us. So anyway, all right, moving on to
We didn't
item.
vote on it.
Are we going
Got a motion by Bison, a second by Ruffin. All in favor? All opposed? All right, moving on to item 24, to approve the purchase of 2 sanitary compactor and receivers. This is, we had talked about this in solid waste. These are some compactors that are in desperate need of replacing. Mr. Barry is good about keeping up with what we need to replace, and he's still going to use part of the old ones that he pulls off of what are usable. So, but
If Barry says we need them, you bet we need them.
over
He's
the
Well,
patched.
next question.
He
over
has
the,
patched till he can't patch no more.
I guess over the past 5 or 6 years, we gradually started looking at some of our old ones and start replacing, because it was time. A lot of these units are 15, 20 years old. So it's that time.
What kind of money we looking at?
47,478.38
That's for both of them?
Yeah.
for both of them. We have $100,000 budgeted for equipment this
For
year.
equipment in that?
So it was allowed.
That was my next question.
I make a motion that we do it.
Second.
I got a motion by, let me see real quick. Motion by Bruce, second by Barry. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
I believe that, if we didn't have Barry tending to those things,
Yeah.
we would be.
We'd be
have a
buying
lot-
5.
Yeah, we'd be
Cost us
buying
more money
5
than
or
that.
6 of them.
We'll be throwing them all in them open tops.
And then,
You know,
it goes
filling
back
in.
to that raise for him, he's been well.
He does a great job for us. I mean, I can't say enough about his knowledge and logging and he keeps up with everything. That's his baby. That's what he deals with. So
I bet there's not another parish in the state
Oh,
that's
no.
got anybody
No.
takes care of their business
No.
like he does ours.
no.
I think the reason, one of the main reasons this came up, because last year, we put that money in the budget for this because we agreed that we need to start replacing all of these.
Yeah.
Yes. So, with that in mind, we're doing exactly what we said we were gonna do, and we need to do it again next year and the following year, because we're gonna be purchasing a couple of these every year.
I was just,
Well, not if Barry has his way,
19.
because he'll keep them going.
Yes.
yeah, we got 19 sites, and so we
And you
started
got 100,000 in the budget and we're gonna spend 42,
Yeah,
47.
47.
yeah, we're good.
No brainer.
And just a question. Why don't we have, instead of 2, get to 3, we have the money in the budget and have that third one sitting there in case one does form.
We let Barry handle
Let
that,
Barry
and
tend
he
to
makes
it.
the
That's a good
recommendations.
point.
So, cause I'm gonna tell you, if he could get 2 more years out of one of them, he'll take parts off one, and he gonna get 2 more years out of that one. He gonna get the
I
good.
agree.
And he'll save every piece of these 2
Yeah.
that's coming off.
Even scrap cans in.
Did we vote on that?
Yes, we did.
We did.
Okay, item 25 is to approve expenditures of not more than 30,000 from the opioid abatement fund by the district attorney for drug court. Is this that funding that?
Yeah. Let me read
And
this
it
real
can
quick.
be used, funds can be used only for this.
Right. Whereas the Sabine Parish Police Jury is the recipient of funds through the opioid abatement settlement fund, and whereas these monies are restricted for use for substance abuse, and whereas the Sabine Parish Police Jury has accumulated over $150,000 in the fund, and whereas the district attorney of the 11th Judicial District has requested $30,000 to be distributed to him for drug court expenditures. Now therefore be it resolved, the Sabine Parish Police Jury pay the district attorney the sum of $30,000 from the opioid abatement fund. And be it further resolved, the Secretary Treasurer disperse these funds as soon as possible.
I make a motion that we, grant that to the DA. We doing this because we haven't had a drug court. That's why we've gotten $150,000 for it.
I'll second it.
Mr. Bill, on that, on those funds, we'll go ahead and vote, got a motion by Ruff and a second by Barry. All in favor? On those funds, Mr. Bill, did we have to dedicate those funds to the drug court?
No, they come with restrictions on them.
Restrictions on, them. So
They
that
can
was
only
on.
be used for substance abuse. We can't use it for roads. we can't
Bill,
use
can
it-
the health unit use those at all? No,
No.
It's
they
got,
can't use
they've
it.
got a list of specific things that they can be used for, and it has to fit those criteria. And frankly, the best thing for us to do is to get the district attorney to approve it before we make an expenditure out of it. Because we don't want to have to go back and repay it.
And most of the other, parishes in the state use that for drug court. That money.
And we've just never had one, have we?
No.
Substance abuse.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Item 26, to consider accepting Jagnall Lane into the parish-wide road maintenance system. Mr. Hughes, you reviewed that.
I haven't, we discussed this in road and shop. Jagnall is a road that I think it's one that's just been left alone and we haven't really addressed it. It's a road I've gone and looked at it and it meets our criteria. It's got multiple landowners. You can tell that there's rock on there that's been previously put down. It's equivalent to the rock that we've used in the past. There's 2 homes down it. I think nobody's really just made any waves. And it meets our requirements and about 700 feet long. Road and shop recommended that it be presented to the jury for acceptance.
Where's it at?
Down off of Lake.
That's yours, Carol.
Of what?
Off of Lake.
It's over in Ward 10. It was Bird's area, but now since the change and stuff, so now it'll be mine. And I wasn't familiar with the road, so I didn't know, but
Yeah,
Bobby.
nobody
went up
has
there.
ever really asked about it. But it's a road.
It's no big added expense.
There's nothing needs to be done to it.
K-Wall is in your area.
In my area now. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I've been down it 2 times, so I don't, so I ain't familiar with that road there. But anyway, I'm fine with it. It ain't but 800 feet now.
It's about 700.
Okay,
Yeah. And there's 2 residents there.
yeah.
2 residents that live on that road.
There's 2 homes. And people live there.
Is it a dead
I
end?
think it's the
Yes.
son, ain't it? That man and his son.
I don't know.
think it
I'll
was.
make a motion that we accept it.
Okay.
Yes.
Second.
Got a motion by Bruce, right?
Right.
Second,
Bison.
Bison. All in favor?
Uh,
All opposed? All right, motion carries. All right, item 27 is to approve the purchase of a parish-wide asphalt roller. Sabine Parish Road Department is in need of a small asphalt roller. On June the 12th, 2024, the Road Shop Committee discussed this matter and voted to recommend the purchase of a small asphalt roller and trailer from Brian Cook. We discussed this in Road and Shop. I don't know. Yeah, y'all should have some pictures of it in your packs. This a lot of times they go out on these projects, and we got that big roller, and you have to load the big roller up, and go do a project, and or then sometimes your roller's tied up on a job somewhere, and you could take this one and go do a small job, and you know, kind of kill two birds with one stone there, I guess you say. But
Well, we only have one asphalt roller,
yes, and like I said, it's a big one.
and this is as close to new as you can get.
It's handy, got a trailer with it. Guys can take it out and do a little small half-day job and be done with it. You ain't got to load everything up. And
When we researched where it came from and why it was sold, and there were no issues with it, it's just the town of Gina bought it, and it was never used. So they.
That's what, 50 hours maybe?
I think it's about ballpark, it might be right under, right over, the ballpark of 50.
We have funding.
I was confronted about buying this when he got it. I have no use for asphalt rollers, but you know, I was down there and looked at it. I mean, it's like new. So for the price,
And just
so
so
we don't have
everybody
to
knows,
Make a
build another
motion.
shed.
that's less than half price of new, and it comes with a trailer.
right,
What is Brian?
25.
25.
I intend on moving money from the landfill for this.
I make a motion that we purchase it.
I'll second that motion.
Got a motion by Bruce, got a second by who's that, Bison?
Yeah. That's something else new.
All in favor?
Uh,
All opposed? All right, motion carries. Item 28, to consider approval of a corporate endeavor agreement with the Zawali Elementary School to overlay the parking lot. You got your, okay. You want to address it, or you want me to?
Sure. We were approached by representatives of the school district and school board about just doing a corporate endeavor agreement with them to overlay a parking lot that they've had. They bought some property that had a house on it, tore the house down, put some rock down. They want a parking lot, small parking lot, won't take much. They're gonna pay for the material, we're just gonna do the labor. So that's basically it.
Why should
How
we?
much time?
Well, we're gonna have to prep, we're gonna do a little prep on the parking lot, minimal, overlay a day.
They got $25 million in their budget. We don't have that much. I think they can hire somebody to do that. And we can use our people and our equipment to work on our road. I mean, when we have a bus turnaround, do they ever pay for gravel for you?
No.
Okay, so they don't help us much, and I don't think we should do this. That's just me.
Well, a few years ago, I'm gonna go back a few years ago, back when all the emergencies come up. We were in a building over there, the OEP office that belonged to the Sabine Parish School Board. They gave us that building. Didn't cost us, didn't charge us no rent, didn't do nothing. They gave us that building. So in saying that, I feel that, you know, they've helped us out in needs. And I feel that, you know, it should be our responsibility to, you know, to give back.
But we
Especially if
give, we
they don't
give
get-
every month when we fixing bus turnarounds, okay, well, you know it, you're a bus
Yeah.
driver. Of all people, you
But-
know it.
Yeah, but it's, you know, and I understand your point, but still, yeah, you're not, I mean, you're talking about, you know, maybe a little load of rock here and there, you know, for the bus. You know, it's not like we're putting, you know, our good limestone on. It's usually black rock, and, you know, and over the years, these bus turnarounds are kind of established, so they don't really need a lot of maintenance on them, so. But anyway, like I said, you take that building over there by the square footage, there's no way we could afford to build us an OEP office. No way. And they gave the building to us.
Did
So
you say that they were
ever
gonna
finish
provide
the
the
Pleasant Hill project?
material and equipment?
Yeah, and I,
With material, they'll take care of that?
I make a motion to go through with it since they helped us out in the past, you know. And
We're struggling to keep up. I mean, we're looking at tying up our stuff. Looks like a week to me. This ain't gonna be a couple of days, so. And
No,
puts us a week behind on laying.
no, that's a
That's
one-day
all-
job
it's a
here.
one-day job.
It's a little old parking lot. It ain't, what, 50,
How many tons can y'all lay a day?
That's depending on trucking, that's hard to answer, it depends on trucking, but this is a one-day job, this parking lot.
Yeah.
mean,
I second
I don't
that.
know
Make a motion
I got a motion by Remitas, second by,
We laid up 600 tons in a day, but that's not every
Right.
time.
yeah.
Where y'all
Second by
laying
who? Ruffin?
Well, we're not laying today, we're moving today to prep to lay tomorrow, we're gonna start that, first thing tomorrow.
Where y'all been laying?
Plainview.
How long was y'all there?
Probably 2 weeks, weather, we're doing the rain.
How many miles was it?
Two.
We got a motion on the table. We'll take care of this in operations.
Motion on the floor.
I had a motion by Remitas, second by Ruffin. All in favor? All opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
Whatever.
Well,
What's the count?
4, 2, 3 absent.
Where's 4?
Let's see.
1, 2, 3,
K-Wall
4.
can't vote. He works for the school board.
I don't work for the water.
You work for the school board.
3, 2.
It's a school. It's
Still
3, 2,
majority.
whatever.
3, 2. 3, 2.
3, 2, 1 abstain.
And I think, and I can understand when we was, not because we do the turnaround, but I think we need to maintain a good relationship with the school system.
Well, what's that
And
building?
that's gonna come again
What's that
too.
building worth?
That building?
25, 50, 75?
Which building?
The OEP office?
Yeah.
Oh, down there?
If we had a build one?
170
What if you had to buy it?
170,000 was appraised value when they
So
got it.
we're gonna give them maximum 2 days for that. I think, yes.
Yeah.
But
Where
I think we
did
need to
you
get
build
in there and get it done.
Where did they get that building?
It was donated from the National Guard, I understand.
Yeah, that's what she wants.
And like I said, it's not only is it the building, it's property back there in the back. We was out there last week. We had a deal out there and there's some timber there that got to be removed and it's a pretty good piece of land there. So, I'm very appreciative of people, of groups that help each other out, but that's just my thoughts.
I'm for it. My only objection is, they've running so far behind, to 2 weeks, got 2 miles of road laid, so we're gonna be, if we get in there and get through it and get out of there, then they ought to be able to show.
I think the key thing, and that's what is just a corporate endeavor agreement.
So what was the
And when we got somebody that's gonna pay for.
2,
Pay for
material
material.
thing,
We get in there and get out.
we have to jump on it. We just run
Get
it
in
in.
there and get out. Don't get in there and drag it out a week and a
Why
half.
I got to abstain?
What we doing?
I don't work. That's your Wally's. That's paid for. That's
Next.
your Wally school, not the school board. Your Wally school paid for that.
We need that done.
It don't matter. That's fine, as long as it passes. I
It don't
care.
matter. It passed.
It don't matter if
No.
it passed, but the thing is, but in the future is what I'm saying.
I'll ask Don.
That's done because in the future, because
We should have to go to the school board.
because the school is actually the one who's paying for it, not the school board. They pay for it out of their, what they call it, the B and E fund. They going through the B and E fund, so the school pays for it. Anyway,
So we're good.
we good. Go to rolling.
Try it, you roll out.
All right, moving on to, we voted on, all right, let's move on to item 29 is to consider hiring a consultant to train motor grader operators. In an effort to improve the overall quality of the road grading in the parish, Road Superintendent Bobby Hughes has suggested engaging an experienced motor grader operator to provide in-house, hands-on training to parish motor grader operators. On June the 12th, 2024, the Road and Shop Committee discussed this matter and voted unanimously to hire a experienced motor grader operator as a consultant to train the motor grader operators. I can't remember what all we talked about in that, but we got some guys that could use some tips, training on how to grade a road, how to properly grade a road. as it is, when these guys hire on, you know, they go in, they do things their way. We have nobody to really guide them and tell them, well, you
Who
do
would
this or
consider
do that.
hiring?
So, I don't know. Been a few names thrown out there.
We got two people, now this is this is the recollection I have from the road shop. We got two previous employees, both worked here over 30 years. One has recently expressed interest, and both of them, one I know personally, I know this will be agreement. The other one was gone before I came, but heard many great things about it. Both are willing to come and help.
At
So,
what rate?
well, that wasn't determined. I don't know what y'all.
And we hire a consultant for how long?
It would just be a temporary employee. In my thought, it would be a temporary employee. I don't have.
Part-time.
They,
Have we got some new operators?
Yes.
We do.
I mean, like, my district, that guy's been blading for 25 years. We've been wasting time since somebody up there showed him something. If he ain't learned something on his own, this guy can't teach him.
well, this here is basically for the ones that come on that need help. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, if,
And we're not talking about
no,
6 months of employment.
no, up in my area, I'm a speak for my guys up there. I call them my guys, Ward 6 and 10. Well, they grade their roads. They got, I mean, this guy won't
They
be
don't
coming.
need this
No,
guy.
they don't need it. And like I said, it was a, what do you call it, temporary or a part-time
How
job?
many hours a
time
week we
to
talking
training?
To train them,
Yeah,
I picked it as being a consultant, an independent.
independent or so, and
No
that only
insurance,
allows
No nothing, they allow.
Yeah, no perks.
nothing. It just,
What about this, Ricky Ebar? They say he's very good.
He's one of the two names that we talked about. What was talked about is that we might hire both folks and just work shorter hours and have those. And this is not something we're talking about long term. This is
No.
something we're talking about maybe four folks that need help. And I have talked to Ricky today, and I hate to talk about names in here because we haven't made any decisions. But for example, let's just say there's two people. One is we've got some graders that have lever controls, and we've got some that have joystick controls. I think one of the guys is very familiar with the older style graders, and he can help.
That's the
He can
point.
help those guys, and the other guy is familiar with the newer models, and he can help those guys. So that's kind of the train of thought. Not I don't know what y'all consider is rate of pay. I know what's been talked about before in this room, when we talked about this a couple years ago. Therefore, that's the conversation that I had with one of the employees, or the potential employee. And we were talking about $25, $28 an hour.
just to add to that, Mr. Bill, we went back and looked on our general rule for our employees, and one of those employees won't be eligible for this because he has to be 2 years out. So if you have one of them that, you
Gotta
know,
be how long?
2
2
years.
years we'll get hired.
I know Mr. Ebarb, he's been 4 or 5 years since he's been gone probably. So he, you know, but anyway, I should say the name.
That's what.
Anyway,
You
Okay,
know,
well-
if we don't say names, but how do you know who you get?
You're on
I
that committee.
understand that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, well,
yes, sir.
Bobby, oh, I'm sorry, go.
no, I think this would help us get some consistency throughout the parish, because some people like you have good road graders. Some have mediocre, some have not so great. So I think by doing this and kind of getting them all on the same page, it might give us some consistency throughout the parish. So I think it would help quite a bit. I know it'll help my district.
Who's gonna direct this consultant?
Mr. Hughes will.
So just so everybody knows, I know this is something, we're starting to flow in conversation right now, but something we talked about in road shop. So everybody knows that we have one area in the parish that has fewer miles than most folks. We happen to have a very skilled grader operator there. And he does come and help people sometimes, but he can come for a day. For example, he's there today training an employee, a new employee, a brand new employee. And he'll be there tomorrow. So we scheduled these 2 days with him a few weeks ago, so he can catch up on a lot of his work. He's doing some other things for other areas in the parish.
How much time are you talking about per man, spending per man? Because you can't train a man in a day or two.
Right.
A new operator, it ain't no way.
You know,
Well, I think whenever guy goes out to do the training, he really, I don't see how you can say how long it's gonna be, because he don't know the skills of the guy that you hired. You know what I'm saying? So you might have somebody that can, that has some knowledge on stuff, just needs some pointers, and then you have some of them that may not know nothing.
We don't pay any benefit,
No.
just a check.
Yeah.
No benefits. I make a motion that we do this not to exceed $28 an hour. I said 25, but when we don't pay insurance, we don't pay anything.
That's right.
And what, 2 days a week, 3 days a week, or
Yeah.
who's gonna determine how much money we're,
Yeah, time limit. What's the time limit?
I think.
We
you
need to have some
spend-
idea as to how long it's gonna take you to work with a guy. Well, I don't know. You said you can't do it in 2 days.
It may take him a week.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. If that guy ain't caught on to something in 5 working days, he ain't gonna catch on, find him somewhere else.
My thought is, I'm just gonna talk about one of the guys that we have is Brandon. Maybe come out and spend it again. We don't know until we get out there. He may pick up on and quit. Come out, spend a week, a solid week. Maybe come back the next week and sit on him a couple of days. Maybe come out on Monday, sit on him, watch him a few hours, see what he's doing. Is he doing on his own what we thought about? What we thought. Maybe come back Thursday, give him a few pointers on Monday, come back on Wednesday, come back on Thursday. This is not gonna be somebody coming in to milk it or to come in here and get paid and run on. It's something to come in and really help us. And these are people that have been here already, so they know what we do. They're not coming here.
We can't hire but one of them, right?
Right.
I'll make a motion that we hire that guy. Be done with it.
In the resolution, we had document not to exceed $28 an hour.
Yeah, I'm putting it right here.
Okay. So I got a motion. Any other discussion? All right.
But with that being said, these operators that's not making that have to understand, this guy don't get benefits, he don't get nothing but a check.
Right.
But they gonna all holler, well.
Them guys don't need to know what he makes.
Right. They don't need to know what he
Well,
made.
let it get out.
Yeah, but
Bobby, do we have
I'll second.
our grader operators that work in these different districts? Do they strictly grader operators? That's all they do?
No,
So you're saying this guy may not even be on the grader?
well, when we put him there, he needs to be with a man teaching him to run a grader.
Yeah,
Not watching him run a power saw.
yeah. When we would hire a consultant down there to work with him, you need to be great.
On grade, right.
Pulling ditches, doing everything, putting the crown in the road.
All right, I got a motion by Bruce. I got a second by Remedios. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries.
Yeah, we've talked about this for a few years now.
Yeah.
Here we are. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, moving on to, what we on, number 30? Are we on? No.
yeah,
No, yeah.
Okay. Consider declaring July the 5th a holiday for the Sabine Parish Police Jury employees.
I make a motion, we
Absolutely not.
grant that.
Huh?
Thursday, we're talking about Friday,
Well, that Friday.
after the 4th. I make a motion, we grant. We normally do that for holidays. If there's a day.
Yeah, because you ain't gonna have much of a crew
I
show up
second
Friday
that.
anyway.
No.
Second by Remedios. Any discussion?
Yeah, no,
Yes, sir.
no, it's ridiculous. We can't do this. You have to do it for every holiday that comes on a Thursday. You're gonna give them off the Friday from now on. I'm totally against this.
I'll say this, in the past, I don't remember which holiday it was, but we was in this situation.
This is a paid day too, right?
I want to say that Mr. Hughes had called me that next day, and out of all the employees there, we didn't even have enough to make up a crew because it was everything was scattered. Now my district worked, but a lot of
Took
the
off
other,
on their own volition and they didn't get paid for it. I'm fine with that. But paying everybody in the parish,
Most of them that
Extra
took off
holiday.
don't get paid because they have some reason for taking off.
they should take if they got time, they use their time to take off. You can't make this a holiday.
I agree.
I totally against this.
I got a motion by Ruffin, a second by Remedios. All in favor?
All right.
All opposed?
No.
No,
So it's gonna be 4-0, 4-2, right?
well,
What,
recount.
3-3.
1, 2,
3-3.
3-3.
Well, that's tied.
And we ain't got an odd man.
We don't have an odd man.
We have to wait until,
Flip a coin.
No.
What do you do in a situation?
wait until the next meeting, then we have.
Next meeting, the holiday don't be by.
Then there won't be no need to discuss it.
We won't have to worry about it. then, you know.
Well, yeah, you're
I
right.
don't know. I guess it fails.
Doesn't have a majority.
How many paid days do they get a year, Phil?
A bunch.
They got plenty.
That's 2 weeks, basically. That's enough. Plus they get their vacation. I mean, I'm
They get
opposed
sick
to it
time.
for the simple fact, you're in business for yourself. You take off that day, you gonna get paid? No, me neither. I can't go with it. It's just,
Why the courthouse is likely to be closed, huh?
It is.
But that doesn't make any difference. That means the
Right.
same thing with yesterday. Well, the courthouse closed yesterday?
Yep.
And
and the banks and the post office and everything else.
Yesterday was a
But
paid
now
holiday.
they're not gonna
Paid
close on
holiday
Friday.
yesterday.
What was that?
Yesterday was a paid holiday.
I wouldn't think.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
The post
yeah,
office and all that won't close June the 5th.
yeah, but they had jury up there yesterday.
Did they?
Yeah, it is.
They sure did.
They had court.
They had court.
All right,
So how'd that vote?
it's tied.
It's tied.
It don't go.
It didn't go.
Don't go.
It don't go. That's the way, Bill, that's the way you see it.
That's the way I see it.
That's what it is. It failed from.
All right. Item 31, authorize the payment of approved bills.
Make a motion to pay all approved bills.
Motion by Ruffin, second by
Bo.
click on
Bo over here. All in favor? All opposed? All right. Item 32 is appropriate and transfer tax
I'll
fund.
make a motion, we appropriate and transfer sales tax for general operation.
Second.
Bison, Ruffin, all in favor? All opposed? All right, committee reports. I think we covered what we had in road and shop. Bo's not here, but I'll comment on the courthouse committee. Got the courtroom upstairs, got the ceiling in, got the duct work done, got the flooring in. I'm just going by DJ's, I talked with him one day this
Wow, they've
week.
been working, haven't they?
Yeah, they had the inmates go up and done some painting up there. They working on the grand jewelry room. I believe they're gonna do the flooring in. Once they get that, they're gonna come through and do the hall.
What they
So
putting down? Tile, linoleum,
it's a
carpet?
no, it's a rubber type flooring,
Looks good.
similar to what they have in these other
You've
offices.
been up there, looks good.
No, I hadn't been up there. I've seen it before, but anyway, that's coming along. I believe that's about all they got going on up there was the flooring and the ceiling. But the ceiling looks good. It's good to have
Yeah,
it.
it did look pretty
Yeah, it
bad.
was pretty rough. I had worked with Mr. Bagley over the past few months to work on some grants, and we've been successful in getting some little grants. And so Mr. Bagley has got us a grant for our courtroom to, what was it, 50,000, I believe it was, or 25,000.
courtroom?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet.
Anyway, I want to say it was 50,000. Might be less than that.
Tell him thank you for the efforts from all of us.
And we,
I know you talk to him regularly.
yeah, we had, cause it's a lot of work to do upstairs, and we, as I told our judge that, it's gonna take us a little time, but we gonna get there. So with the help with the grants that we get, we'll get there. So, solid waste, we don't have nothing in solid waste. Sonny. Other than that, I don't know anything. Mr. Hughes, you got anything, under operations, item 34?
We got-
Make a motion with John.
I got some
Whoa,
questions.
whoa, 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 whoa. Boy, you jumping the gun, bro.
Under operations, I kind of jumped the gun a while ago when we was talking about the roller, but what do we need to do to improve our asphalt laying? Y'all did 2 miles in 2 weeks. That's what you just said.
You asked me off the top of my head, and I just gave you an answer off the top of my head. I don't know. But every day that there's.
What do
You're
we?
speaking of
normally-
the amount.
Yeah, how much do we usually average laying?
It depends on trucking. It depends on trucking. So, you know, some days we may have 5 trucks, some days we may have 9.
What governs that?
I thought we pulled all the
Our
trucks when we laid
If they
asphalt.
broke down or not, we had 3 broke down last week, the same time.
Fire truck. Okay. Why at that point?
Yeah.
Because when we don't have trucks to run gravel to our yards, we hire it out. Why aren't we hiring out asphalt haulers?
Well, and also, we don't pull every truck, otherwise the parishes would shut down. I mean, there are jobs that have to get done.
Some of your contractors here, and I'm just speaking in general over my past experience with it, some of these trucks that you can't contract, if they got a liner in that bed of that truck, they can't haul
They
asphalt.
won't haul.
Some contractors,
Right.
some contractors don't want to haul asphalt in their truck.
See, we haul
They
it,
won't haul.
we haul it, but we got one tub bed and one steel bed, and we just diesel down, but
And
I
then, you
would
know,
think instead of tying our equipment up so much that if we short on trucks, we ought to consider that we could hire some lease trucks to get in there and not tie our lay down machine or road or crews sitting there waiting on trucks, you know? If he gets in a bind,
There were 2 days that we were hauling out Leesville. Madden had us blocked out of their plants. Because, you know why. When Madden's running, we're blocked out. They're taking care of their business. So we're at Prairie and they had other jobs that loaded before us. So there was a day that we sat there, we can lot sitting that day, in other words, and that's just how it goes.
and then again, when you pay it, we get 85 an hour for ours. I don't care if they sitting at the plant. I mean, when they pull up there, the time starts. And then they get there waiting on the lay down machine, we still charge you, you know?
So to say how much
That's a bad
we
deal.
average or how much we do, you know, I think our best has been probably right under 700 tons. There are days that we don't do anywhere near that, you know, so it does, it depends on what we've got going on.
Those
there.
trailer trucks won't dump in that lay down machine.
One will, the other 2 were trucks that were bought before I came, and they don't have the ability to dump.
That
They
tub
don't
bed,
do
it won't dump in there.
that new trailer that we bought.
The one that Tracy Jones pulls, it won't dump in there.
When it dumps too low, it won't, you know, it doesn't have an apron on it.
Back in.
and like I said, some of those trucks, like I said, if you're talking about contractors, some of those trucks got to have that extension on that
Hey,
tailboard
asphalt
where to
paper.
go in a hopper. If not, it'll eat it up. You gotta. And like I said, a lot of people rather go haul rock than have to go sit and get asphalt. And then, you know, when you back up to a lay down machine, it's a lot different just backing up, dumping a load of rock. It's you know, you gotta let the machine do the work. So, and like I said, in the past, I know, I guess it was last week, we had trucks that were broke down. This one, because they had to come up and get one of our spare trucks. And then that truck was with the asphalt trailer on that job, and the rock flew up and busted the back window out of it, so it was down. So it was one of them weeks but whenever, you know, when all your trucks is running and whenever everything is, you know, the sun is shining, your trucks is running, you can lay some asphalt. If you can come out of the plant with it. If you don't get cut off like we have in the past. That they said, no, we don't ever cut you off, but yeah, we do get cut off.
That's why it's difficult to tell how much, to answer your question, how much asphalt can you lay
I
down?
mean,
It's kind of hard to
And
tell.
then the last couple of weeks with the rain, Bruce, I mean, if it rains, you may lay one day, but if it rained all night, you can't go the next morning and lay asphalt. So, I mean, that's another day, so.
Well, and, with all that, for example, we were the other day, I got a call late in the evening one day to go look at the Shagbark. The Shagbark culvert's been on that road forever, blew out. It just happened to be the time, right at the worst time. And, that put trucks down. That shut down 2 jobs with the crews that rode there having to help that to make an emergency repair on that road and replace those culverts, so our contractor come help. And that took trucks. So, I mean, it's a big parish and there's a lot.
I was just trying to figure out how to help
I hear
the
you.
production on it, if we need to do something different to help with the asphalt crew.
You build us an asphalt plant, that helps.
Not me, if they done tried this year. Polish Jerry don't haul enough of it to support it.
I think if we get to where, which we can hire contract trucks. I mean, we got the availability to do that. But I think if you're gonna
Well,
do that,
contract's approved for the rock haul.
But that's what I'm
If he
saying.
gets in a bind, couldn't he use them for that asphalt?
use those. I would rather have our personnel on the asphalt jobs and use those trucks to stock the yards. If you got to that point, you know what I'm saying?
But I ain't got no money, so I don't need none.
Well,
That's,
I'm sitting here thinking that, and I'm not gonna say anything, because that was obvious, that some areas that can't afford it. Some that absolutely couldn't.
No,
And that's where I was going, Carol, because it comes out of our budget when we use them. We hire the trucks in,
Right.
whereas the asphalt would come out of the other budget, PTA fund or wherever the asphalt money.
But keep in mind, when they doing those projects in y'all's districts, asphalt deals, we pull all the trucks. Ward 6 and 10 has a trailer, a truck, and a regular truck that goes to y'all's jobs. So, we signed an agreement years ago to where we all help each other out. I know I say a lot of times, I know in some cases that we have an asphalt job going on, and our road foreman would get with Bobby and he'd dedicate our trucks to the asphalt job. And if I need rock haul, I had to get Scott Procell come haul my rock. So, we just all got to work together on it, Things ain't perfect all the time, so we just got to work through them. So,
Yeah, we do.
yeah, we
For the
do.
most part.
We do.
Ward 8 had a dump truck, and we bought it used, so it new to us. Dump truck, it was in the shop for over a month. Ward 5 dump truck, it stayed in the damn shop. It came out of the shop, and we got about 6 miles out of Shreveport, and we turned around and carried it back. And we've got a parish-wide truck that's been in the shop for 2 months.
where y'all take them?
Flowers, where they came from. They're just,
Electronics mostly.
I go, one of them, yeah, well, 5 trucks just went in it, it's everything.
Is that dump truck E-Ball gave us?
No.
Yeah.
Now, believe it, Mr. Ruff, and some of them old trucks
Still going.
that we've done put motors and transmissions in them, the old trucks, they the one that are dependable. You can go with them.
No war mile.
That's the best trucks.
Anything else on operations? Barry, you had anything else?
I'm good.
Bruce, anything else? Bermudas, y'all got anything? All right, we're gonna move on. Mr. Ruffin. Item 35. I got a motion to adjourn.
You got
A
it.
second.
I make a motion with John.
Mr. Ruffin, second by was that Bruce.
Yeah. Bruce, ready to go too.
All in favor?
Uh,
All opposed? All right, motion carried. All right, thank you, guys.
There's gotta be something else we can talk about. We can't get through with all that agenda